So, good evening, everybody. This is Aravind and this is Moritz. Yeah, we have to talk about applause. And any QAs in the house here? No QAs in the house? Yeah, as in any company, we are the fewer ones. Yeah. So, what we are going to do is we're going to first say what we do, and then we say why we do it, and then we're going to show you how we do it. So, what we do, yeah, this is what we do in terms of testing. From functional testing, in terms of manual testing, localization, security, load testing, usability, and also automation. So this is what we do, but what's special in that is we do crowd testing and we include gamification. We started a community called UTest back in 2008. That was the first crowd testing community in the world. So first there were like 500, 700 people, and now there are like 175,000 people all over the world. They are part of the UTest community, where basically people can come and do courses and learn testing. So that's how the crowd testing works. So why gamification? So gamification is here because if you ask people to test, they're going to test once and twice and 3 times, and then they're going to get bored. So what we do is we introduce a game layer. We have a bug challenge for the testers. So there's an example of a testing community. So you have a tester, if he's going to report a very valid bug for you, you're going to rate him very high. So he's going to get probably a gold ranking. And another tester who's probably going to report a bad bug, he's not going to be part of the testing at all. So that is where the gamification comes in. So crowd testing and gamification, that's how it works together. So why do we do all this? We address these challenges. Companies can release their products quickly. That's number one. We get a lot of device coverage from the people. There are 175,000 people, so even if you have 175,000 devices, I think that's quite a coverage. Third one is, yeah, we have people worldwide. Apps basically require people worldwide, web applications as well. And finally, you get user feedback from real users before the release. That's quite valid. So that's what we do, and how we do will be told by Moritz.
Okay, I will talk a little bit about the platform. So as you can see, our services is really, it's about people business. So we are providing a lot of QA resources to companies all over the world. However, we got to make sure that we can show in a real-time environment, real-time results all the time, that we are very, very transparent to our customers what we're doing, and that in order to staff projects, we have the best resources available. So it all goes back again to profiling and what kind of information we have there and how we're doing that. So let me just switch over. So this is our platform. The first thing to say about this platform is it's really a QA platform. It is meant for stakeholders on the company side. So we have different entry layers to our platform for testers, for personnel on the applause side, as well as for test managers like Google Test Managers and so forth. What we are seeing here is the first dashboard that we're presenting to our customers. So what we're trying to do there is to show the most accurate and most relevant information based on the role of that person. So for example, for a CEO person, we might not show like bug reports or something like that, but we might show more the overall process. And another thing that is very important, we are very transparent on like tester profiles and the resources that we're stuffing there. So at any given moment, a test manager or customer can see who are the folks that he's working with. Usually those are like distributed teams all around the world. So we have folks coming from Japan and from New York and other countries. But another layer is actually skills and like special requirements. So sometimes we have projects that require someone with a very, very solid medical background. So we are looking for heart surgeons and stuff. Heart surgeons that have, in addition to their QA knowledge and experience, a very, very solid like time amount for us that we can plan and use them in projects. So what our platform tries to solve is getting all those different stakeholders together at the same time. Finding exactly the right candidates at the right time for projects that might not run longer than 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 weeks. Our platform has an algorithm behind it where we have tester rating. That's the gamification part that Arvin was talking about before. So that allows us basically to conduct test cycles in a scale of like 2,500 every month. So we are running like hundreds of test cycles every day for over 5,000 customers. Okay, that was it a little bit. Questions?
Can I, as a tester, can I upload videos like or screen grabs, stuff like this?
Absolutely. So what we're testing is device hardware and software alike. When we're looking at bug reports, that could be really something like a medical record, or it could be something, let me just open it here, something coming from a device. We have a technology that allows us like grabbing results directly from the devices themselves. That was one of the prerequisites that we had to fulfill before starting working for Facebook, because obviously they wanted to control that their new application is not spread outside. And we are using freelance testers, freelance contributors, so that was a huge concern for them. You can see an attachment here, for example.
Are testers getting paid?
Yes, they are paid. So that's another thing that our platform is doing. We have, on top of the gamification, something like a tester rating that depends that has an enormous effect on how much the testers get. So it's once they get that for the results, and second, it is like on the quality of the results. So our customers are rating the results for each and every single like project they have, and then we pay out.
And maybe to continue with the question, what type of people like are testing? Are testers? Are there people that do it full time or like?
And that's a very good question. So we have around 175 registered users there. Basically, everyone in the world can just go to our platform. So what we're doing with those users is we have a sandbox class, and then we determine whether the skill sets they set up in the profiles are actually accurate. And then we have our customers vote on them. So there's a good chance, like if Google decides that's a great tester and they are rating the results like very, very high, and Facebook is doing the same, that person is excellent for Telecom Italia or whatever it is, if it's the same vertical. So there are a lot of layers built in where we determine like what are the skill sets required and what is the vertical, what is the platform that is required and so forth, a lot of intelligence.
How do you deal with compliance and governance and securities with the banking industries and so on?
Absolutely, yeah. We had SOC 2 compliance achieved this year, so that was, we actually partnered with IBM for a couple of the solutions that we have here as a product, so that was part of the deal, yeah. It was pretty rough, to be honest, yeah.
Hi, I don't know if you mentioned it already, but do you guys have like an SDK or something that you would drop into the iOS apps or into the Android or something that also does some sort of event logging and maybe goes hand in hand with it?
Yes.
Would the user then, the person doing the testing, would they somehow identify with it, or would that just be married by itself?
So we have 3 different versions of that. I bet that everyone actually is using our SDK. So if you have Facebook installed on your devices, our SDK is running in the background. So that would be the most prominent example. Yeah. And the same goes for eBay as well. So the eBay application, that's something that we already have in production. Then what we're doing for other companies is we have a version where we distribute stuff to beta community members. So those are like eBay employees, for example. And then, of course, we have our own testers that are paid for the bugs and that are using it.
Is it automatic event tracking, or do you actually have to tag the events?
No, it's automatic event tracking.
That's
yeah.
Really
How do you guys distribute devices? I mean, how are you sure that different people have different version of software, of devices, and so on?
So that's actually coming from our testers themselves. So the beauty about that is that, let's assume like there's an iPhone 7 released somewhere in the world, and then you have the New York store, Apple store. Last time that something like that happened, it took us like 5 minutes, and we started the first test cycle on a brand new device. So it's not us shipping devices to testers. We can do that if it comes to prototypes, but it's actually our testers like bringing their own devices. And that's where the SDK is coming into the game. Like if we have prototype software shipping to devices that we actually do not own, we have to distribute them, we have to control the build distribution and so forth.
Cool. More questions? Otherwise, thank you very much.